literally breaks your brain to be in love with someone and hate someone so much at the same time.
Before we go any further, we got one coming to us from Talk That Thought. Now listen to me. Do not feel bad for this woman. What you're about to see is the emotional fallout of a decision that she made, and it is now hurting her and her children. And one more thing, pain doesn't automatically make you innocent. Let's get into it.
Exactly 1 year ago today, I asked him to leave my life. And boy, y'all, he did. Oh, he did.
You asked for it, bitch.
He discarded me like I was nothing. I mean, I've literally had more emotion throwing away a pair of shoes than he had when he threw away his wife, his kids, his family, his whole life of almost 11 years, and replaced me in an instant. And then the man that God damn abandoned us and is dating someone else was single immediately when he left me. And God was right, and so I asked him to leave. Lord, y'all, why am I starting to cry? Damn it, why am I crying? I wasn't crying before I started this video. Divorce was final last week, so it makes sense. But I was happy, excited, and now all of a sudden, tears and grief again, sadness, anger, all of it. And experiencing it pretty hard, and I don't like it.
Let's first start by watching her questioning her life decision of leaving the marriage while admitting that her ex-husband was very supportive up until almost the end of their marriage. But yet she still doesn't think for a second that maybe she might be the problem.
Y'all, it's been a cry day, so I look a little rough.
Yup.
You heard me. Not a Friday, a cry day. Back in the cycle of grief, and I don't know, when does it end, y'all? I'm 10 months out. I haven't been crying like this in months, y'all. I thought I was done with this crap. Divorce.
I'm going to stop right here real quick. It ends when you take accountability. Let's not, try to rewrite history here. She didn't get abandoned. She didn't get discarded. She's the one that issued the exit order for this man. And if you tell a man to leave, you do not get to cry when he actually believes you. Expecting a man to stay after you fire him from his own marriage isn't entitlement. It's not heartbreak. You made a shitty, poor choice, and now you are facing the consequence.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
And you will continue to face it until you just completely understand that you made a poor decision, and now you have to pay the consequence. And then you pay that consequence and you get over it and you move on.
Divorce was final last week, so it makes sense. But I was happy, excited, and now all of a sudden, tears and grief again, sadness, anger, all of it. And experiencing it pretty hard, and I don't like it. It just feels like I'm not getting better. But my friend, an amazing coach, reminded me that I am getting better and that this is just grief from the divorce being final. And
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
now I'm just kind of grieving all over again. I know people say, why would you grieve if somebody's lying to you and manipulating you? Why would you grieve? And I know it sounds crazy. And I guess that's where I still wrestle with the cognitive dissonance, because when it was good, it was so damn good. And that's what I still grieve the loss of. And I assume that most victims say the same thing, because why would you stay so long through lies and manipulation if it wasn't good? It's just confusing because he truly seemed to cherish me.
I'm going to prove to you shortly that she is a liar. She is trying to paint this man out to be the problem, that it was his fault. And I'm going to prove to you shortly that she is lying flat out. Yes, she's emotional. Yes, she's hurting. And no, that does not change the cause of the situation. Being in pain doesn't just erase responsibility. It just proves that actions have consequences, especially this sort of action. You could be sad and wrong all you want, and you can do both of those at the same time. But at the end of the day, You made a poor decision. And I will prove to everybody that's going to watch this that she is lying.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready with this.
Let's go.
Talking about acted like newlyweds up until literally 2 months before our marriage ended. And that was 11-year marriage. Always affectionate, always lovey, always touching. Sweet forehead kisses, holding me tight during intimacy, looking into my eyes. We were just very affectionate and loving, literally right up until the end. And it's confusing. And it's confusing because how can someone treat you that way and still have this whole other world of deception? I don't get it, and I don't understand how someone can walk away from their entire family that they built for 11 years and just not give a crap. Their family just ceases to exist, and they just hop right into another family.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
She keeps saying that he replaced her, that he just walked away. He just walked away. No, he didn't. He moved on. Let me explain this. Men don't process breakups by posting crying, whiny ass videos like this. They process them by just accepting the reality and continuing life and just moving on. You told him to leave and he left. So far, you're painting this man to be a good man. But then somehow, in the same sentence, you come around about how, it was his fault. In some way, shape, form, or fashion, she always comes back to it being his fault. Calling that replacement is just a refusal to accept that she wasn't irreplaceable. Mind you, everybody's replaceable. And you will know that sooner or later.
I don't get it. I don't think I'll ever get it. The damn grief sucks. I'm sick of it. Somebody tell me when it stops, because I thought I was done. It's freaking hard. I miss the good times, and
stops when you take
I miss how I thought
responsibility.
he cherished me, and I wish he would have been that person. And yet at the same time, I've accepted that he's not. So cognitive dissonance, wrestling, I guess. I don't know. I thought I was done with this. Ugh.
As you might have noticed that the mighty undefeated Wall had absolutely no mercy on this lady. This woman literally made a permanent decision of divorcing her husband based on some temporary feelings. Note that she recorded this clip about 11 months after her divorce. Now, 2 years later, she's still crying over her ex-husband that she divorced by her own free will while lying to herself by trying to convince herself that she is better off without her husband. Check it out.
Healing from an abusive relationship takes so much courage and so much strength. And I don't think sometimes we realize how much strength and courage we actually have. Lord, y'all, why am I starting to cry? Anyways, I just wanted to say that when he left, y'all, I was so broken. I didn't think I could.
When he left.
Bitch, I see what you did there. I know.
When he left. How about saying when I made him leave? When I told him to leave? Man, guys, stay tuned, because the delusion, it just blows me away, man. It really does. Like, let's just talk about real quick the part that nobody wants to say out loud, right? This man stepped in. You know what? Let's not go there. Hold on. Let's not go there. Stay tuned.
Survive. But one thing I knew, deep down, I knew that whatever it took, that I was going to find joy in life again. I knew that he had stolen 11 years from me, and that I refused to allow him to steal my future. So with every step I took to reclaim my power back and regain my independence,
If your future looks like this, I can guarantee it. Nobody wants to steal that garbage.
just amazing, y'all. And I realized how brave and strong I was. Now, sometimes these brave steps were just getting out of bed that day. It's baby steps, y'all. I was so dependent on him and in so much trauma and anxiety. My nervous system was so highly activated that in the last few years, I didn't do anything by myself.
I feel like it's a little late for baby steps. I feel like that The baby steps you should have took were when your man was still around. How about baby steps to repairing the relationship maybe? You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? It ain't going.
Maybe try working on the relationship first. And that could be baby steps. Trying to baby step now just seems a little going against the grain, a little bit too late. Right? Do you guys agree? If so, man, let me know in the comments.
I had to have him with me. I didn't realize he was the source of all my anxiety, and I didn't do anything by myself. So after he left,
Glitchy ass
just going to
shit.
the grocery store by myself, getting out of bed, cooking dinner, cleaning the house.
She couldn't even
things
record a
that
video
normal
right.
people do seem like climbing a mountain when you're in so much trauma are huge, brave steps, you guys, and they take so much courage. Damn it, why am I crying? I wasn't crying before I started this video.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care. Jerry.
But they take so much courage and strength, y'all. So I just want you to know to be proud of every step. It starts with little steps, baby steps that don't seem
Baby
big,
steps,
but they're
Jesus.
huge when you're going through that type of trauma. Give yourself so much grace and compassion, and little by little, you will take your power back. And then one day, you'll be a year and a half out, and you'll realize how damn brave you are. And you'll realize that you actually have joy again, and that you love your life. Doesn't seem like it with all these tears, but be proud of yourself, and just know it's so hard.
This just seems like such a horrible thing to teach upcoming women. You know what I mean? It almost seems like she's teaching them to let's not work on our relationship. Let's leave it and deal with all the trauma and bullshit as, time goes by. This is the worst possible way to go about this situation. Telling, other women that will come across this video that instead of trying to work on your relationship, just leave it and deal with the consequences after. Right?
I'm proud of you.
I mean, I don't know who she is really trying to convince that she is actually happy here, but I believe that you guys can clearly see that she is just pretending to be happy as they all do.
Today I asked him to leave my life. And y'all, I don't know how I did it. It was by far the hardest thing that I have ever done. I've been in my journals today looking back, and yeah, I've never been through anything so painful in my life. I was in so much trauma then. I was killing myself to save my marriage. My nervous system was so highly activated in trauma. I was later diagnosed with PTSD that I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I lost 70 pounds in trauma, and this man watched me waste away and continued doing the same things. And then my brain tumor grew, and God said, girl, wake up. Wake up. This is not love. By the time my brain tumor grew, he was already stonewalling me for holding him accountable for the first time in our entire marriage. It wasn't the first time he stonewalled me. He had done that a lot. But it was the first time I'd ever stuck to my boundaries and continued to hold him accountable, and he became mean. So when my brain tumor grew, I literally begged this man for compassion. I begged him to be there for me. And if he couldn't love me as his wife, I begged that he could at least love me as the mother of his children. And he couldn't do that either. And then I just begged for any kind of human compassion, and he wasn't able to do that either. He continued to stonewall me in the scariest time of my life. I was facing chemo and radiation, and they were going to radiate an unknown entity in my brainstem, telling me that it could disable and or kill me. And
look, it sucks that she was sick, that she was going through this. I don't wish that type of shit on anybody, and I don't play them games, man. When people are sick, it's not right. I've dealt with that stuff here in my own relationship. But at the same time, I feel like this man wouldn't have done it right either way. Let's say you guys were together and he was at the hospital and he was doing his best to help you, but then and you broke up and you split up. It would be, he wasn't there for the kids. He wasn't taking care of the kids. He wasn't helping, he wasn't doing anything. But if he wasn't with you, caring for you, taking care of you, helping you out, being there for you side by side the whole time, it would have been, he wasn't there for me. He wasn't helping me out. He wasn't nothing. I just feel like it was a a lose-lose situation for this man regardless. And as I said beforehand, I was going to prove it to you, as did Talk That Thought said the same exact thing. She just admitted she asked him to leave. So let's talk about that. This man stepped in and raised children that were not his. He showed up, he committed, and he played the role. She ended the marriage. And now she's angry that he didn't continue playing husband, father, emotional support animal after the divorce. You don't get to divorce this man and still demand husband-level sacrifice from him. If he stays involved, that's grace. That's compassion on his part. But if he walks away, that's the consequence of your decision.
And I've since received a second opinion, and they're not going to do that. I still don't have a prognosis, but God used that to wake me up. He said, let's get with the program. This ain't love. If this man doesn't care if you live or die, how can you continue fighting for him? And God was right, and so I asked him to leave. And boy, y'all, he did.
Good job, my brother. We rocking with you.
Oh, he did. He discarded me like I was nothing. I mean, I've literally had more emotion throwing away a pair of shoes than he had when he threw away his wife, his kids, his family, his whole life of almost 11 years, and replaced me in an instant. One of the things I said just weeks before he left, I was journaling and getting stronger, strong enough to leave, though I didn't realize that at the time.
And she just expected him to be all broken up. And maybe he is, who knows? We haven't heard his side of the story. We're only getting her side. So he could have been broken up, but still just moved on. This video right here is really her just shopping for validation. It's not closure. Like, do you notice where all this is happening? It's not happening at therapy. It's not happening. It's not happening at like this private reflection session. It's happening on social media. She's not asking anybody, what did she do wrong? Where did it go wrong? She's asking, why didn't he suffer enough? And that's just beyond me, man. And it only gets worse, man. Watch, continue. Let's just stick around. Stick around, guys. Stick in there with me, man. Stay around.
I got you, homie.
But in my journaling, it said, he doesn't love me. I'm replaceable. And I was right. And then it also said, I guarantee you he will be out of his mom's house within weeks. He will find a girl to let him live there. And he did. I know this man, y'all. I knew exactly what he was going to do. And my next prediction is he's probably about to get married to her. After he left, I was in so much pain. I've never felt so rejected, so unloved, so worthless in my...
When they split up, I was in so much pain. What she wants to say is when we split up, he wasn't in so much pain. You know what I mean? He didn't suffer like I did, and I can't stomach it, and I can't take it. And it's driving me nuts.
Entire life. That was a really painful time, and I'm so grateful to everyone on here that's lifted me up along the way. You guys have no idea how much it means to me, truly.
I still don't get why modern women think that they are irreplaceable. Just because a man loves you doesn't mean that he cannot replace you. She asked him to leave, and he did just that. I salute this man for knowing his value and respecting himself and refusing to beg to stay. Guys, if a woman tells you to leave her, move on with your life immediately.
Facts.
And the worst part of this story is that this man was a very present and supporting father and husband, as you can clearly see for yourself right now on your screens. He was always making sure to spend quality time with his daughter and his wife. He was even a father to this woman's children from her previous marriage. They all loved him and consider him as their daddy. I mean, what you are witnessing right now on your screens is a Father's Day celebration that all the children of this woman and their daughter organized for this man as a surprise party. That just shows how much he was involved in all these kids' lives. I strongly believe that she wanted more from this man, like they always do, and that is why she was not happy during the last 2 months of their marriage. And instead of compromising, she preferred to tell her husband to leave, thinking that it might scare him so that he can submit to her demands. But it all backfired when he decided to leave, and now she is even shocked that he decided to get out of her life completely, including her children. Check it out.
If you're a step parent and you call those children your children and you show up for every event and you never once call them your stepkids and you develop a bond with them, those are your kids. If you raise them for the majority of their childhood, those are your kids. So if the marriage doesn't work out, guess what? They're still your kids and they don't deserve to have it any other way. If they love you as a parent, if they're bonded to you as a parent, you're their parent. So if you discard them when the marriage ends, you hurt them and you leave abandonment wounds, just as if you were a biological parent. How does a parent do that? How does a person discard children? Divorce is hard enough, and the kids are innocent.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up right here. Let me just say this. Clearly, he was a solid parent to his kids and her kids. Now, all of this is not a story about a woman who was just discarded. It's about a woman who expected control, issued a divorce, and couldn't handle how it played out. Couldn't handle the outcome. Now, if you tell a man to leave, don't cry when he walks out with dignity.
I'm out of here.
Fellas, let me say this before we head out. Never beg to stay where you're not wanted. Facts. Respect yourself enough to leave the first time you're told to. And we're going to leave it there, man. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you hanging out, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Man, talk with me in the comments. Leave a comment, whatever, and come and catch me on the next one. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. Peace.